Welcome back. I'm your guy, Tyler, with Harkins Equipment. So today what I'm going to be showing you here is a smaller side-by-side. It's a yard sport that a customer brought, just needed a service. But he also said that he's been noticing a really jerky hesitation upon takeoff from neutral or park or whatever. So we dove in and took off the side cover here, and you'll see that this clutch is completely purple from heat, the outer friction plate of the clutch. Now I asked him just kind of what kind of activity he uses this for, and he usually runs it around a campground, but he has done some things like haul wood and different heavier things like that, so it's really just kind of taken a toll on the clutches in there. It has allowed them to glaze over. Most of your clutch pads in these, it's brake pad material, but clutch material, they usually have quite a bit of friction. That's how they work. So when the clutch isn't moving, all the pads are pulled in by the springs, and as it spins, the centrifugal force allows those clutch plates to expand and start to increase their friction on the outer portion of the clutch. What happens is he was pulling heavy loads with it, a lot of heat was generated, and you kill your friction pads on your clutch. So they went from being a rough, wearable pad to a hard, almost as smooth as a bowling ball. So if you ever hear the term the brakes are glazed over, that's because they were overheated and they're hard, and they actually lose their ability to grab. So the friction is almost none, hardly, and they just build heat and heat and heat. So when you see runaway semis through the mountains, they advise you to not stay on your brakes. You know, use a lower gear, use your Jake brake, things like that. They'll stay in a lower gear to keep from riding the brake, because what happens is you end up allowing that brake pad material to constantly be engaged with the friction surface. It's going to build heat, build heat, build heat until the pad material is hard and your brakes fail. It's a scary thing. Now, that's brakes on a semi. We're just talking about clutches on a side-by-side. But the principle still remains true. When they overheat or get cooked, they glaze over, they lose their ability to grab. So that's the case with this clutch. So we found him a new assembly, and it was cheaper than I thought. The whole assembly was under 150 bucks. So you'll see all the clutch material here inside of the casing. This is all going to get cleaned out. This outer cover and the casing of the engine's going to be cleaned off. I'm just very, very lightly coating the shafts with anti-seize, because that's one place that we do not want seize, is in any sort of friction drive system. I'm putting it on, wiping it off just enough to coat the shafts to where it forms an anti-seize barrier between the components. It's a pretty short video. I've actually talked longer than my video is long, but I just wanted to show you it's not that bad, guys. You can get into it. Just give yourself a little bit of time, a little bit of confidence, do your research, and stay tuned, and I'll give you guys as much help as I can. Things that have helped me over the years. I've gotten to where I am today by listening to the older guys, reading. If I can't find the answer to a problem, I will search until I find it. It happens all the time. That's how you get better. Thanks.